Okay, another day, another LeetCode daily problem for us to solve. So today is April 28th, and we are almost, uh, well, April is almost over. So we only have three more questions to do before April ends. And on the LeetCode website, uh, the homepage already changed from April to May for the daily challenge. So yeah, we are almost done for the April. And today we have a question which is unique path 2. And this is question number 63, and it's a medium question. And for everything under 300 or 400, I consider it should be I don't know, a classic problem that we should know how to solve it. And then I know this one, I've done it before, but I don't remember. So yeah, let's try to not look at what I did before and try to see if I have what it takes to solve this question on the string. So let's make this string live streaming as short as possible. I will try. So unique path 2. A robot is located at the top left corner of the M by N grid marked start in the diagram below. So star, where is the star? I saw a robot, an android, and the robot can only move either down or right at any point of time. The robot is trying to reach to the bottom right corner of the grid marked finished in the diagram below. I don't see finish, I only see a star. Okay, so now consider if some obstacles are added to the grids, how many unique paths would there be? An obstacle and space is marked at 1 and 0 respectively in the grid. So I guess 1 should be the obstacle. So let's check the example 1. So I am assuming that this is the robot, this is the android is the robot, and the star is the goal, the finishing line that we are trying to go to, and this looks like a rock. It should be the obstacle. So example 1, so 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. So this 1 is clearly the obstacle. And we start from the top left. We are trying to get to the lower right, bottom right. And the unique path of this question is 2. So we can go here or go here, I guess. This is there's one obstacle in the middle of the 3 by 3 grid above. There are 2 ways to reach the bottom right. So right, right, down, down. Okay, right, right, down, 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 right, right. And for this one, the second example is down and right. Okay, so the constraint is m is equals to the obstacle grid length. Okay, so m by n, and they are both less than 100, so it will be less than 100 times 100, and the value is either 0 or 1, so 1 will be the obstacle. Okay, should we see the hint? Well, for now, because it looks like you can only move down or right, it looks to me like a dynamic programming question, I think. I will still see the hint. Okay, the robot can only move either down or right, hence any cell in the first row can only be reached from left to it. Yes. However, if any cell has an obstacle, you don't let that cell contribute to any path. So for the first row, the number of ways will simply be, if this is not obstacle, then the value equals to the left one. Otherwise, it's 0. You can do a similar processing to find out the number of ways of reaching the cells in the first column. So now after reading the first hint, I'm pretty sure this is a DP problem, and this is our initial value for our DP problem, right? And let's go on for the second hint. For any other cell, we can find out the number of ways of reaching it by making use of the number of ways reaching the cell directly above it and left of it. This is because these are the only two directions from which the robot can come to the current cell. So this is telling us how to do the equation for the dynamic programming, how to break down the current problem to the previous problem. Okay, then what's the hint number 3? Since we are making use of the pre-compute value along the iteration, this become a dynamic. Okay, so the hint 3 directly telling us that this is a DP problem. So if the grid is an obstacle, or it is not an obstacle, it's the ways from the upper side or plus the ways from the left hand side. Otherwise, it's 0. Okay. I start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I think I should be able to do this one. Okay. So how do we start? So we start by declaring DP array integer. So let's for the sake of it, let's follow this. Okay, so let's declare mtm equals to the obstacle. Am I spelled it right? Obstacle grid, grid, dot length, and then integer n is obstacle grid 0 dot length. We can declare that only because there are at least 1. So I can declare that n as this. So now we have dpm by n, and because of the hint 1, next time I should try not to see the hint, but I can't resist. So let's do our initial value. Our initial value should be based on this, right? So for the first row, and for inti equals to 0, I less than, first row is n, have n element, I plus plus, so now what's the value of grid 0 0 where the Android start? Should be 1. So we probably need to give dp 0 0 equals to 1, right? I think. Am I right? So because let's see, N and M are both at least one. So what if uh, the android or the robot is in the same cell when we are given a cell of 1 by 1, and there's only one way, which is not doing anything, right? So the initial value of 0, 0 should be 1, I think. And then for I from 1 till the last one in the first row, if, oh, I really cannot spell, obstacle grid I is not 1, which means it's not an obstacle. Then let me just copy and paste. Oh my god. Obstacle I will equals to obstacle I minus 1, else if this is an obstacle, then obstacle grid I should equal to 0. Okay, so this is our first row, and now we should do layer by layer. So for int I equals to 1, so that's the first, the second row. I less than m, I increment, and for int j equals to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. So now for each row, what are we going to do? So we are going to so it's either from the upper row or from the left row, right? So let's check. So if I am going to use the same logic in here, so if this is not 1, then the obstacle value is this. Oh god, I have a typo in here. So we are going to do the first row, right? First row, and the current value will be either from, not either, so will be the one from the left, which is the same row, the same I, j minus 1 plus the previous one, which is I minus 1, and j is in the same column. Otherwise, oh god, this need a 0. Otherwise, I am going to have this. Right? Then let's remove this. Looks cleaner. Right? So let's compare. I shouldn't compare to theirs. Okay. So let's compare. So I think we have the same logic. And then so now it becomes that after we do this, we only need to return the number in the bottom right. Okay, bottom right. So we are going to return the value of dp and m n, but is minus 1 because it's the last one. Okay, let's quickly run a test case. 0 1 0 1. I think that's somewhat runtime error index -1 out of bound. What did I do? 17. Oh, okay. You should start from this, right? Sorry. I am so for each row, this will equals to this, right? If they are not obstacle. So you will okay. Come on. I am doing DP. Oh, why? Okay. I should do this. Oh God. Okay, so this equals to if this equals to 0, so if it equals to 0, then this is the previous row's value, otherwise it's 0. So that's the initial value for the first one, and then we can do this. And it's wrong. Oh, God, I'm stupid. Sorry. Okay, so it looks like we passed the first case. Let's try the second test case. It looks like it's correct too. Let's do one more case. Let's do like this, and let's randomly add 1. Okay, it's kind of slow, I don't know. So now, before we submit, this looks like, oh my God, my cats are fighting each other. They don't like this problem. Okay. Well, now it looks like we can further optimize the space usage, because for each row, for each row, we only need a previous row's value, right? So if we only use one row, and then can we do this? I think we can reduce it, right? Because we only track back one row. Why am I keeping a DP as the same size as the obstacle grade, right? So let's try. I am thinking we only need one row. So a row length is n. So let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try changing the DP. Oh, would I regret it? Now that it's already looks like it will pass, but I start modifying it. Uh, will I regret? So now the first row, if this is not 1, then our DPI is equals to the DPI implied. So this is our first row. And then what? Then now for each row, so the for loops will be still the same, although we start trying to reduce the size. So for each row, I am going to, oh, I'm nervous, reduce this. And if this is 1, then I will keep the value the same, right? Previous row number already saved because now we reduce the same row. It's already saved in the same, oh, I delete too much, in the same cell. So it's either the current value or 0. And we keep the for loop, we keep the obstacle grid, and then for each j, it's this previous one or and this. Aha. Will I regret by doing this? So now the space usage is reduced. Let's try again. Hey, it looks like it works. Shall we reduce more? I don't think we need to reduce more. I think that's good enough. And for this kind of question, we already spent 20 minutes on it. So, oh my god, I will never get a job. So let's try to submit this, see if this works. No, it's not working because there is a special case. It's like when you only have one and it's obstacle, you should give it 0. Okay, so in here, so let's do this. Oh my god, how do I miss this? So there's a corner case that both the Android, the obstacle, and the star is in the same cell, which is the first cell, and that the length of the size of the grid is 1 by 1. So even for this one, we cannot just put it as 1, right? We should use this same logic in here. So we need to check if obstacle 0, 0. Oh my god, what am I typing? So we should check if it's 0. If it's 0, then it's 1. Otherwise it's 0. Now, let's try it. So it's a little bit weird. Like if I have a 10 by 10 grid and then I put a rock on the 0, 0 position, should I even try? Because the result will be 0, right? And I still do a for loop to go through all those. So if we have this kind of situation, actually I probably should directly return 0 in here, right? If the obstacle grid 0, 0 is obstacle. So should we do that? I think we should. Why we are doing this? Because if we are doing this, although we know that the answer will be 0, we are still going through the m by n grid in order to calculate a result that we already know. So let's do it. Let's just check before we start. So this if this equals to 1, then return 0. Why are we still doing the for loop, right? Otherwise, start from here, dp0 is 1. Okay, so let's try it. Okay, now it looks better. So should I submit again? Of course. Let's do it. Hey, we passed. Now let's see how it goes. So the submit detail, you're here, your runtime is 100%. Cool, because it's DP, right? Everybody have the same. You see, everybody have the same time usage. So runtime usage is the same for everybody. So this question is probably classic and easy. And the space usage, I'm here. I only beat 75% of Java substrate. So a lot of people are doing better than us. So we should try to reduce more. Although I think this is already good enough. Okay, so now I can't help but want to check the official solution of this question. So approach 1 is already dynamic programming, which is the first thing that I did, right? And that's the same as the hint of the problem. Oh, there's no second one? There's no second one? Really? The 5-star solution only have one approach, dynamic programming. Then let's check the discussion. And let's check the top rated discussion, short Java solution, short. So the short Java solution is doing what we are doing right now, that we try to reduce the space usage. And it's 2 for loop, and it's the same logic. So yeah, I think we are good. So thank you for watching. So I will come back here tomorrow because we are almost done with April. So hopefully, I don't know, because by the end of the month, sometimes they will give hard questions. So I don't know, but finger crossed. So yeah, that's it for today's question. Unique path 2. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.